Hi, welcome to this week's episode of Artist ADD. My name is Alicia La Rue and I am an artist with a serious case of the ADD. I have to try everything and anything. So now this week's episode is going to be a little bit different than the previous episodes, on part because I decided to start a wool piece. So now those of you at home that have done wool before, you know that it takes its fair share of time. It's very therapeutic, it's awesome. However, the way that this piece is going, it's going really well and I really didn't want to rush it. So I thought it'd be fun to take the chance to talk a little bit about wool and a little bit of my evolution of getting into doing wool sculptures. So now to start off, I guess I can go into tools that are used. We have the wool. It's a felting needle. And so basically what you do with that felting needle, you have the wool here and you just punch it. You punch it and you basically build the piece up from just poking. So everywhere that I poked, it's making the wool fibers tighter and therefore helping mold it. So it definitely takes a lot of time and it is just, I don't know, for me when I'm doing it, my mind just goes in all different directions. So it's a good artist ADD therapy for myself. So where my wool journey all began was my mom ended up buying these 2 huge bags of wool and she's like, Alicia, check this out, look what I got for you. And I'm like, you got me bags of wool? Like what am I gonna do with that? So I had the wool sitting for about 3 months until I kind of had that extra time to figure out what the heck I'm gonna do with this. I ended up getting that felting needle and you know, from here just poking away, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, look, a frog. So I ended up creating my first little piece. I created a cute little froggy. I even brought the frog with me when I was grocery shopping. You know, people, they're waiting in line and they get their phones out. I was just doing this like, oh, I love this. I'm like, this is so much fun. I ended up poking him quite a bit. And then now I use him as my jewelry holder slash he takes all of the broken jewelry, you know, the discarded the broken rings and whatnot, but that's the froggy. He's very cute. He's with me all the time and he's one that I don't think I will ever part with, which is fine, which is actually kind of the problem now is I'm creating lots, but I'm having a hard time parting with them. So then after I did the frog, I wanted to play with putting a metal armature in it. So basically it's doing the wool. So the metal, you felt around the metal. And so then you can really play with that feeling of motion of, cause the wool is so light. So this is basically the next one that I started because there's a blue heron that lived with really close to me this summer that I looked at all the time. He's not here now, but he was my buddy. So I did a blue heron and I wanted to get that feeling of him moving. The armature, the metal piece, comes from here all the way out and all the way over. And I just felt it on him. So this guy here, I gave him to my mama because he's my second piece that I ever created, but really fun. Then after that, I really wanted to work with playing with the metal armature. So here I did a Chinese fighting fish. I just kind of was thinking like, okay, the Chinese fighting fish, you know, it's sitting there in its little tight quarters watching us in the kitchen is just like, rah. So I attempted to do a fork. That was a bit of a challenge for sure. And then the scales too took a little bit of work, but you know, this guy, he turned out pretty neat. He's pretty fun. And then this is driftwood base that I found. And then I just kind of put copper all over this. It's just a nice little finish. But yeah, he's his Chinese fighting fish. Well, don't mess with me, yo. Okay, and then after that, I then decided I really like doing the water theme. So here I've got, this guy's my octopus. He took me a while to do, for sure, because I was trying to figure out the tentacles. That took me a bit, lots of trial and error for that. But I have him holding a design of a flip-flop. So the thought behind that came from, I like to walk the beach constantly and I clean up as I walk and I'm constantly finding flip-flops. So I was just kind of thinking like, you know, for myself as a designer, you know, the design of an octopus on a flip-flop, how funny would it be for an octopus to find it, be like, oh, look how beautiful this is. And really in our minds, we're like, it's just garbage, right? But yeah, he turned out pretty fun. And then I guess I'll show you like just this one's a little face that I did. I actually ended up redoing it. This was a Christmas present. So I did a squirrel jumping and he had a nut and then on the bottom it said go nuts. But you know, sometimes you just gotta chop off the head if it's not working out, or you know, that's the nice thing with the wool. You're just like, okay, this isn't working. I'm just gonna cut it off and just felt over it again. So then from there, I decided to do this guy here took me like 2 months to do and he's not done. Because I tried with the 3D pen as a base and you can feel that it's just not strong enough. But here's a raven here. So he's holding he's got that lighter and he's showing us he's got the universe, he understands, but again, he's just a little too floppy for me. If you feel him, he's a little too hollow. And it's really tricky when you don't have, like, you really do need to build up the core of the wool and then put the finishing on top. So this was part of my learning tool. But yeah, I mean, I think I kind of over, you know, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it huge. And then I was like, this is, yeah. So anyways, I might attempt this idea again, we'll see. But that's my raven. And then I did here, this is my bear, my toilet paper tree in the wind dancing bear. So you see here his cute little face. And actually I did do a tutorial on him. So you can see one of the previous videos to see how I created him. And he was fun to do for sure. I don't know how effective I actually got the point with him with the toilet paper and the stump and him doing a tree in the wind, because I posted him on some places and got some interesting feedback, but whatever. Anyways. And then this one here is my latest one, other than the one I'm working on for next week's episode. And this one here is my little cosmic turtle. So I did this one basically right when we started the lockdown for COVID. But you can see here, he's definitely played with the metal armature here. So that wires kind of going up in here and allowing me to really play with this. But he's got a nice solid feel to him, so you can see a little closer. Add a bit of those sparkles as the stars, and then there is North America, but it also looks like a footprint too. So I want it to be kind of like a footprint on the turtle's back here. And he's just cruising around in the cosmos, and then there's Europe and Asia and Russia. And yeah, it's just kind of a fun piece, this one here. I really enjoyed the colors. He's mine. Actually, this is one that I don't know if I'd ever part with either. But anywho, well, I hope that you enjoyed this, this quick, I guess it was only 8 minutes. If you made it this far, thank you. That is awesome. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to next week's episode. You can see what I'm working on, and it's pretty happy with it. I'm very happy with it. Also, I know that I had a contest for if you subscribe to this page and you write a comment below, puts you into the draw for a wool sculpture. I'm working on that as well. It's not gonna be one of these, it's gonna be a whole nother one. But I changed the draw to being 100 subscribers, just because it takes so long to actually do the wool. So once I hit 100 subscribers, if you're already in the draw, you're already in the draw. If you're not, definitely like the page and write just like a cool comment below or whatever. Even if it's a bad comment, it still puts you in the draw. And I will do that once I hit 100 subscribers, the piece will be ready and I will do the draw with you on the camera. Anywho, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next week, okay? Next week, okay.